The portable stairway moves away to the left as another vehicle enters on the right. Klagenfurt. On the eastern shore of Lake Wörthersee, a Eurowings aircraft is positioned at the top of both screens. Leaves adorn the opulent 1500s cathedral. A small white van appears in the left-hand screen but not the right. The stairway swivels around and heads towards the Eurowings aircraft, moving right around until it is on the left edge of the screen. Small vehicles come and go on the right. A black and orange vehicle with flashing roof lights enters the bottom left-hand frame. Corinthia. The stairway leaves the frame as a man gets out of the black and orange vehicle, leaving the door open behind him. The red roof light continues to flash. There is very little movement elsewhere. Its emblem is the lindworm, a winged dragon, of which there is a statue on the main square, Neuer Platz. Nearby, frescoes and reliefs adorn the opulent 1500s cathedral. From the right, a vehicle with two trailers moves from right to left. As it leaves the frame, I notice the man getting back into the black and orange vehicle, shutting the door behind him. Edinburgh is Scotland's compact, hilly capital. The car moves around anti-clockwise and soon stops. Baroque and Renaissance buildings line the narrow streets around Alterplatz, with its bright yellow, 17th-century old town hall. In the top left, an airport bus appears, with two men in yellow jackets also appear, pulling something along the floor. It has a medieval old town and elegant Georgian new town with gardens and neoclassical buildings. One starts to push the object, whilst the other stops and appears to turn some kind of lever. Looming over the city is Edinburgh Castle, home to Scotland's crown jewels and the Stone of Destiny, used in the coronation of Scottish rulers. Meanwhile, on the right-hand screen, various vehicles pass each other in the top left of the frame. Arthur's Seat is an imposing peak in Holyrood Park with sweeping views, and Calton Hill is topped with monuments and memorials. The black and orange car has moved out of sight. Faro is the capital of southern Portugal's Algarve region. An airport bus reappears, maybe the same one, moving in the opposite direction. The city's neoclassical Arco de Vila is on the side of a gate that was part of the original Moorish wall. The two men in yellow jackets remain busy. One raises his arm and walks briskly across the screen, turning and gesturing to something or someone. The monumental archway leads to the old town, with its cobble streets. A small white vehicle enters and turns right around, leaving the frame at the same place it entered. As it does so, a figure, wheeling luggage, enters the left-hand screen, walking past the man in the yellow jacket, shortly followed by a long line of other figures. Nearby is Faro Cathedral, built in the 13th century. Nothing moves in the right-hand screen. The Municipal Museum, in a 16th-century convent, displays prehistoric and medieval artifacts. Figures continue to move across the left-hand screen, some in pairs, many on their own. Religious art. Antalya is a Turkish resort city with a yacht-filled old harbor and beaches flanked by large hotels. Meanwhile, vehicles begin to move around on the right, and two men in yellow jackets appear on the edge of the screen. It's a gateway to Turkey's southern Mediterranean region, known as the Turquoise Coast for its blue waters. They walk towards the portable stairway and sit down on something unseen. Remnants remain from Antalya's time as a major Roman port. The long line of figures continue to move from left to right, pulling along luggage behind them, accompanied by their strong shadows in front of them. These include Hadrian's Gate, built to honor the Roman emperor's visit in 130 AD, and 2nd century Hinterlik Tower, with harbor views. There appears a group of around 5 figures, communicating to each other as they walk. Stockholm, the capital of Sweden. A man in a red top leans down to talk to a child, whilst on the right-hand screen, a man in an orange jacket and trousers enters, moving diagonally right towards the stairway, disappearing from view. Encompasses 14 islands and more than 50 bridges on an extensive Baltic Sea archipelago. The line of figures has reached its end. A man with a backpack moves slowly behind the rest, and stops to wait. The cobblestone streets and ochre-colored buildings of Gamla stan, the Old Town, are home to the 13th century Storkyrkan Cathedral. The 2 men in yellow jackets reappear, whilst on the right the man in the orange jacket appears to be talking to someone in a small white vehicle, before it moves away. He then enters the portable stairway and moves up the stairs before reaching a small interior space at the top. His faint movement can just about be seen through the window. Ferries and sightseeing boats shuttle passengers between the islands. Berlin, Germany's capital, dates to the 13th century. Another long airport bus appears, entering and departing the screen quickly. Light catches the bonnet of a small white van as it moves quickly off the screen. Reminders of the city's turbulent 20th century history include its Holocaust memorial and the Berlin Wall's graffitied remains. A truck slowly moves away from the shadow of the aircraft tail. A car quickly enters from the right and moves across the right-hand screen, as an orange vehicle appears in the top left. Divided during the Cold War. The Eurowings aircraft remained static in the same position. Its 18th century Brandenburg Gate has become a symbol of reunification. The city's also known for its art scene and modern landmarks like the gold-colored, swoop-roofed Berliner Philharmonie, built in 1963. Palma is a resort city and capital of the Spanish island of Majorca, in the western Mediterranean. The stairway on the right-hand screen suddenly starts to move, turning to the left, before reversing back, and heading towards the aircraft. The massive Santa Maria Cathedral, a Gothic landmark begun in the 13th century. The stairway swivels around and heads towards the Eurowings aircraft, moving right around until it is on the left edge of the screen. Overlooks the Bay of Palma. The adjacent Al Mudena is a Moorish-style Arab fortress converted to a royal residence. A black and orange vehicle with flashing roof lights enters the bottom left-hand corner. West of the city, Hilltop Belver Castle is a medieval fortress with a distinctive circular shape. The stairway leaves the frame as a man gets out of the black and orange vehicle, leaving the door open behind him.